Hey everybody, it's Allison Sullivan here from Stamp Crazy with Allison, and I'm the only one here so far, but I'll wait and hopefully some of you will be able to join me live, hoping. So just wait and see if some of you can come. Hope so. Okay, just waiting for a sec here. Hi Vicky, oh nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Hope you're doing well, keeping well. Hi Jennifer, welcome you guys, welcome. Hope you're gonna enjoy the card today. I'm making like a special fold card today, so hope that's exciting. Okay, we'll just wait a couple more minutes. Hi Mo. Okay, let's get started. So today I'm going to be sharing a suite of products from the mini catalog. And I also wanted to remind you, if you are a customer of mine, hi everybody. If you're a customer of mine, you will have received your mini catalog in the mail. Vicki, I'm sure Arlene's gotten you your catalog. Hi Sharon, good afternoon. And along with your mini catalog, you would have received the celebration catalog. So for a $60 purchase out of either the mini catalog, the annual catalog, the clearance rack, a paper pumpkin, whatever combination you want to use to get to $60, you can pick a free item out of the celebration catalog. And there's some really cute things in here, but today I wanted to just focus on this particular freebie called Bedazzling 6x6 specialty paper. There are 8 glittery sheets and they are really gorgeous. So the reason I'm showing you them is because these are one of the products from the celebration that are only going to be available while supplies last. So once these are sold out, they're gone, and you will want to try and get this as one of your first choices. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that, it's beautiful. So that was just a little tip. The other items that are while supplies last are, let me just find it, the dies that go along with the Counting Sheep stamp set. So the sheep dies are while supplies last. The Counting Sheep stamp set is available for the whole time. It does remind me, yes, a disco ball or one of those shimmery kind of tops that we used to have back in the day. Hi Wanda. Okay, so that is also limited. And then the third item is the Summer Shadows dies. Now they coordinate with a stamp set from the annual catalog. And the name of that is Shaded Summer Stamp Set. And that's on page 75 of the annual catalog. So those are the 3 items. If you like them, you want to pick them first. Okay. Hi, Kathy. All right. So what are we going to play with today? We're going to play with the Sweet Stockings suite. Hi, Josie. Yes, you got to get those glitter papers, girl. Get those, Josie. So Sweet Stockings suite. That's a hard thing to say. I'm just putting that out. So in the suite, it's on page 30, we have adorable cats, dogs, and mice. And they're super, super cute. So the actual images or the samples are really pretty. And then the suite itself has a lot of stuff. So I'm going to show you that. I'll set that aside for a sec. So let me show you what comes in this suite. I like... There's the sweet little stockings and the, oh gosh, are these just called stocking dies, I think. I really love these, okay? They come in a bundle. When you bundle your stamps with your dies, you're gonna get 10% off. So you wanna do that if you like both, okay? So cute. And look at all the dies cut out the stockings and the little animals. So cute, all right? And then we also have some beautiful pool party ribbon. Really gorgeous. Now let's see here. What's the width of this? 1 centimeter, 3/8 of an inch. And it's a very light, soft ribbon. Really easy to tie. And there's also these matte decorative dots. And you get tons of these. Let me just check and see how many you get. My goodness, 180 pieces. Holy Hannah. 45 each of 4 colors. And the colors are Bumblebee, Cherry Cobbler, Evergreen, Evening Evergreen, and Old Olive. So really beautiful. Is that a gerbil? You know, it could be a gerbil. It could be a gerbil, Jennifer. I just thought of it like dog gets cat, cat gets mouse. I kind of thought maybe it was a mouse, but it sure could be a gerbil. It's kind of a big mouse, right? Or hamster could be, I guess. Anyway, so those are the products, and the star of all of these suites is, in my opinion, is always the designer series paper. So here we go. So again, these are 12 by 12 that I have cut down to 6 by 12 just so you can see them, okay? So we've got 6 patterns with animals, the corgis and the cat and the fish. This is so cute, isn't it? So cute. Golden retriever. I used to have a golden retriever named Finnegan. Vicki will remember Finnegan, I think. And see, there's a little mouse. And then we've got them in a little stocking, so cute. You can fussy cut those. We've got the string of lights, and we have the stockings. Earlier I showed you the dies that cut out the stamped image stockings. They also cut out these, or you could fussy cut them, whatever you prefer. Okay, so that's one side, and then we've got the other side. And the other side is usually more of a neutral or geometric, design. So they could really be used on any kinds of cards, not just Christmas or winter cards. Hi, Nancy. Okay, so you get, let me think here, 12 by 12 sheets. So double this. And then of course they're a larger sheet. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside because we don't need the paper. We will need our dots later, and we do need our stamps and our dies. Okay, so last week in one of my Facebook Lives, I showed you a card made with the Peaceful Place stamp set and suite, okay? And it opens up like this. Now, I've been racking my brain. I used to make these cards all the time. I've been racking my brain trying to remember what they're called. They're not a Z fold, I don't think. But there is a name for this fold. Anyway, it's very effective and it's very nice. So we're going to make a card instead of using the Peaceful Place like this card. We're going to use the Sweet Stockings. So let's get started. And having said that, now I'm thinking, where the heck are all my pieces? Here they are. Phew. Okay. Here's all the pieces that I have pre-cut. So let's set some of them aside. We don't need them all right away. Let's start with the card base so I can show you the dimensions and the sizes of this. So instead of cutting our cardstock in our traditional way, in half, so we get 8.5 by 5.5, we're actually cutting it hot dog style, which means we're taking that 8.5 by 11 and we're cutting it at 4 1/4. And then I've scored it at 5 1/2, and then this is 2 1/8. Oh, 2 1/8? No, 2 3/4 in from this side. So basically, if you don't want to use your score, you can just grab your bone folder and fold this in half, okay? And then this piece is just folded back on itself. So you could just do it like that. But you want to give it a nice crisp score, okay? So I guess that would be a Z, wouldn't it? Or a Z, depending on where you live. Z to me. All right. Then I wanted to incorporate the colors from the designer series paper. So I picked Bumblebee because I always look at the suggested colors or the colors that are in the DSP because they're already, some brilliant artist has already decided that these go together. And I think the Pool Party and the Bumblebee go really lovely together. So what I'm going to do is glue this to the front, and I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me, you guys. My goodness. What are the chances? Now this one is cut about 1/8 of an inch smaller than this flap. So, hi Carly. So that would be, let me just double check here. 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, so that's the front piece. And then I want to glue this piece inside, and this piece is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, so I'll put up the dimensions at the end when I'm finished. I'll put it up in the comments, or not the comments, I'll edit it and add it to the top. Okay, all right, so that's what we've got so far. Now I have to choose a designer series paper. I really loved this one. So these really cute string of lights, and then just the nice pool party check, and that's the opposite side. Okay, before I glue that, I want to glue on a piece of basic white because I want to be able to write a comment. So this one is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're just getting a very small border here, okay? And then I've cut these to 2 different sizes. This one is going to be nested on here, so it's going to be cut 1/8 of an inch smaller, so 2 1/2 by 4. And then this piece, I want it to be big enough so that when I close my flap, it lines up. Well, actually, I'm going to do it like this. It lines up, okay? So we're not seeing any of the white. If I made it smaller, it would look like that and kind of be goofy. Okay. Hope everybody's doing well these days. Normally I get my cards done quite quickly on my lives. This might be a little bit longer because I'm going to be die cutting and whatnot. So hopefully that's okay. This is kind of the bare bones of the card. We're just getting everything ready for our decorations, okay? Now then, I've gone ahead and taken a strip of the designer series paper, and I just picked one of the other patterns. I thought this was really nice. And I've cut this to 11 inches long by 1 inch. And then I've had to score it, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. And then I scored it at, sorry, 2 3/4 and 5. No, that's not what I did. Let's see here. Scored 8 1/4 and 5 1/2. Sorry, guys. So 5 1/2 and 8 1/4. But I'll put all this up. Okay. Who cares about that right now, right? So I want to lay this across my card. So edge to edge. And what's going to happen is this is going to fold here, and that's going to fold there. So we're going to have a mountain fold at the 8 1/4. And we're going to have a valley fold at the 5 1/2. I think you all know what that means. If you've been stamping a while, you know what that means. So mountain just means literally, it's a peak, and the valley is a little peak, I guess, the opposite way, right? So I want to see what this is. Now you got to be careful where you glue this, right? Because we don't want this to just be glued totally shut, and then that won't do us much good, right? So I'm going to make sure I've got this right, because sometimes I make a mistake, and I almost did. Woohoo! Let's see here. This is actually going to go like this. So this is going to be a mountain. This is going to be a valley. Whew, that was a close call. But that's okay. All right. There we go. So that's better. So now it's going to, this piece here is going to be one long piece. It's just going to fold like that. All right. So now what we want to do is fold it and then add our glue. Okay. So I'm going to just make sure I've got that. Yep. Got it where I want it. And this is really arbitrary where you put this. It doesn't have to be in the middle. It can be lower or higher, whatever you want. Okay. So I'm just going to do it like that. And then I'm going to glue that to the front. Okay. So don't want it to go beyond here. Obviously, I don't want to put glue on this because then it'd be a mess. So I'm just going to be really careful and just put it so it doesn't get onto the wrong piece of paper. Okay, just gonna. I love my liquid glue, see, because then I can move it if I make a mistake. There we go. All right. So does that make sense? Okay. All right. So next up, we want to decorate this. So I started by grabbing my layering circles. So I love these because you get scallops and then just plain circles. And so they're layered if you want to do that, which I do in this case. So I want to grab, I think it was this one here. Yeah, so that's the one I want for that. And then I want the coordinating circle for this. So I think that is this one, but I gotta make sure. Oh, that's a bit too small. So I hope I put it back. I'm looking at my actual dies here and I'm thinking, it looks like there's a die missing, doesn't it? Which would be the die that I'm looking for. Okay, well, that's all right. We'll just switch this up. How about we go, I don't want it too big. Sorry, you guys. I was making this, I just made this card this morning. Like literally. So that's why I'm a little discombobulated. I think that would work. Let's see. Got to figure out which one is going to give you the edge, right? And you know what? We're going to use the smaller one, and that's fine. It's going to give us more of an edge than I want, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. So we're going to do that in the cherry cobbler and that in the white. All right. So we can grab our Stampin' Emboss machine. You guys are awfully quiet on the comments. Anybody got anything to say? No, just watching. All right. So we're going to grab our number 3 plate and one of our clear plates, which is kind of an oxymoron. They don't look very clear to me, but you get the idea. And then we're going to lay these down. I don't know if I can get these both on here with, well, I can if I change my paper probably. There we go. So I can run those through at the same time. I'm all into efficiency. If you can just do one pass, easy. A lot easier than doing 2, right? Okay. All right. So we've got our circle and we've got our scallop. And I better put these back so I don't lose them like I did, obviously, the first ones. So I'll put those back. So that's just going to layer on there. So it's a bit smaller, but that's okay too. So you just see more of the red. No biggie. Okay. Put that aside. Now next up, I want to take some of those images from the stamp set. So I thought I would focus on the presents. So we've got a tall present and a little present. We've got some candy canes, some words, and I think that was it. That's all I'm gonna stamp. So I'm just gonna grab a piece of white paper here, basic white. Oh, sorry guys, that's a crash. I'm having one of those days, so I apologize if this is the first live you've ever been to of mine. I'm usually a little crisper. But hey, whatever. I'm just going to stamp a couple of these presents. The good news is that I can either fussy cut these or I can use the die, which I'm going to do, right? And then I thought I would have a couple of candy canes. There, okay? That should do it. Now, for coloring, I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends. And remember when you're using your Stampin' Blends, because they're alcohol-based, you want to make sure you put a piece of paper underneath. Otherwise, you might damage the table or whatever you have below, okay? So I don't know if you're like me, but I find coloring extremely relaxing. Do you guys like coloring? So you've got 2 ends to your blends. You've got a brush end, which is the one I'm using now, or you've got a bullet end. Now the brush is a little bit more free-flowing, so to speak, whereas the bullet end allows you to be really, really precise, especially if you're doing a very small area. It's just up to you. So that was Old Olive Light, and then I'm going to come in with Old Olive Dark, but I'm going to use the bullet end. So do you love your alcohol pens as much as I do? I love these. So you see I've colored that green, light green, but then I can go in and decorate with my dark, because my dark will actually go over top of my light, unlike, say, a Stampin' Right marker. It won't allow you to kind of go over that, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so those are the two dark olives. Hi, Linda. Next, I'm going to use, I think this is daffodil. Yes, so I'm going to add some light and dark daffodil to one of my prezzies. So I'm just going to color this in every second stripe. Okay, I think that's good. And then I'm going to add some dark daffodil. Now, of course, when you're coloring with blends, that's the beauty of these, right? They blend. But for this particular project, I have very small areas to color, so blending really isn't an option. But it doesn't matter. I'm just using these like a coloring, just like a regular coloring medium, which I love. Okay, so there we go. Got two prezzies. And then some of the other colors that are in are the blues. So let's use, I think I'll use the light balmy blue. Yeah, for my little stripes here. Okay. I love that they squeak. They squeak when you color. Okay, so that's the light, but I'm going to leave the rest of it kind of that lighter blue. And then I really wanted a pop of color, so let's go in with Cherry Cobbler. Is this Cherry Cobbler? Let me just light Cherry Cobbler. And just color those. Okay. And then lastly, I just want to color my candy canes. So there's all sorts of different flavors of candy cane now. You could color every second stripe green, because sometimes there's the red and the green and the white together. Or you could color them blue. I've seen blue, like blueberry flavor, all sorts of different flavors of candy cane. Light pink, I've seen those. Okay, hi Gail. All right, so we have colored those. Now we just want to cut those out. So let's grab the dies that we need. We need a little prezzy and a big prezzy. Oh, here we go. You like me, can you ever get these back exactly the way Stampin' Up! Has them on here? Honestly, they must have a person there that just figures out the exact size and how to put them on here, or the computer does. And then we've got our candy cane. Okay, so that's what we can cut at one time because I only have one of each die. So let's put those on. Now, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I use a little bit of, I'm getting cross-eyed with all the stripes, Mo. Yeah. Sometimes I use, what do you call it, temporary tape, because I don't want these all flying everywhere when I run it through, because then it drives me nuts. Now, if I was only running through one or two, I'd just do it. Or if I wasn't on camera, I would just do it. But I don't want to add to my, whoops, so what I just do, I'd be better to just do it. I didn't want to add to my tasks, so to speak. So I thought I'll just tape it down. That way I know they won't go flying. And that'll be better. I'm laughing, Mo, when you said cross-eyed. Oh, what's the brand? Just a sec, Cindy. It's just Scotch. Scotch brand? Removable tape? I'm sure there's tons on the market. I just found this, I found this was really cheap, like $4 for this huge roll or something. All right, so let's just run those through. Okay. And then we'll run through the last two. We're in our third heat wave, right, Vicki? And Linda and Cindy, we're all locals. We are in our third heat wave of the summer, which is unheard of. We just don't get this heat. And so I think was today the day that was going up to 36? I didn't go out and check. I just stayed in my studio. And I've got my little fan going, but I gotta tell you, I'm having a little bit of a personal summer here. Just telling you. Whew. Yeah, it is too hot. I know someone that will use a white pen and trace around the die on a magnetic sheet. Thanks, Sharon. That's quite brilliant, isn't it? So that way she remembers where they go to put them back, right? Listen, I figure it's a good day if I don't lose mine, okay? Like if I don't lose it and I think, oh gosh, I still have all those dies. That's a good day for me. All right. Next up, I want to do a few more things, but I'm going to run them through at the same time. So it's a little bit more time, not wasting as much time watching me die cut, but we're chatting, so I guess that's okay. So I've got all those dies done. So here's what I'm going to do. I actually keep a magnetic sheet near my die cutting machine, and I just pop them on here because that way I don't lose them, and at the end of my live I can go in and put them away. Okay, so I've got a piece of old olive. Can you see that? Make sure I'm on screen. Okay, sorry you guys, I usually check to make sure I'm on screen. I'm a little out of it today. I'm not my usual self. Well, I'm a little scattered at most times, but I seem to be a little more scattered today. I'm going to cut some of these, what would you call these? Branches? Little branches, I guess. I want a few of those. And then I also want to stamp a sentiment. So I'm going to bring in Cherry Cobbler, and the sentiment is Very Merry. Very Merry. Oh, I'm actually going to go Very Merry. Okay. I just find that red inks are very juicy. I don't know if it's just my red inks, but I do like to let it dry a little bit. And then can you see here on my dies, I've got this really cute little label. I'm going to use that to cut out my words. Okay, so let me get my snips. Must be the heat. Thank you, Sharon. That was very generous of you to say that must be the heat. Very nice of you to say that. Let me off the hook. I got a beautiful card from Sharon in the mail. I should show it before I forget. Look what Sharon made for me. Isn't that gorgeous? Hope your day is as sweet as a peach. Loved it. Made my day. Don't you love getting cards? This is why I like to tell you, mail your cards to your friends. It really means so much when they open up their mailbox and there's a beautiful card. So thank you again for that, Sharon. It was very thoughtful. All right, running that through. It is a beautiful card, Cindy, isn't it? Lovely. Okay, oops. Okay, so there's my little thing. I'm gonna put that on my pile. I'm gonna put my die on the magnetic sheet. And then, just like in nature, I can't really just have one, whatever you call these little branches. That would be weird to me to have just one. So you're gonna have to sit through cutting two more. I don't know if I could, on my bigger machine, I could probably layer the paper and cut more than one, but I'm not sure about my little boss. That's why it's called Happy Mail. It is true, Sharon. And the best mail is when you least expect it, right? You just go to your mailbox and, oh, what's this? It's not my birthday. It was just a nice thought. Very much appreciated. All right, one more and that's it. Then we're good. We can start putting it together and I can show you the final card. All right. Okay. Yeah, I call anything that, Cindy says, I call anything that's not a bill a happy mail. I agree. I agree. Or anything not from the CRA. It's Canadian Revenue Agency. They're like Big Brother. They're like the IRS. All right. Let's put this away and start assembling. So here's all our little bits. Okay, and our card. Here's our card. And here's our focal point for all our little bits. So, my apologies that I've lost my other little circle. It's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. You just have to go with it, right? Just go, don't let it get you down, just go with it. Okay, and again, this is off, half off, right? So we don't want to put glue all over or then we're in trouble. So you want to just do half and then do your best to line it up. I'm sure there's a trick. I kind of turn it over and make sure that I've got it. And because my white glue I can adjust, which I love. Okay, I'm gonna actually move that over just a titch. Is that okay? Yeah, I'm gonna move that over just a titch. All right, let's put on our words. I want to put my words here. Very merry. I think I want to put my words there. Maybe not. I'm going to think about that. I'm not going to put that on right now. All right, so let me grab some dimensionals. Here we go. And I think I'm going to group these by size. Hi, Diana. Hi, Christina. I love the light pattern too. It's my favorite. Remember years ago, you guys, we used to have a stamp set that was a string of lights. Does anyone remember that? Like, we're talking a long time ago, and I loved it. Okay, and then we're going to keep popping these up. Sort of offset them, like so. Yeah, I think so. Well, I don't like that. I'm going to make it more straight. There we go. More straight. Straighter. That would be straighter. Now, I'm getting quite a lift here, right? Because this is popped up and this is popped up. So for on the back of this one, just to keep them from sort of deflating on themselves, I'm going to add 2 layers of dimensionals to this last Prezi. Okay, so it's clearing both of them. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I've got my little ferns here. So I'm just going to add some glue down the stem, just like that, and then I'm just going to pop it in here like that. And I love the colors on this paper. I just love it. It's traditional, but it's fun, right? With that pop of blue, I think really kind of makes it. Let's put that under there like so. And then I like things in 3s or 5s. Just like nature, you should really, if you look at a lot of petals and flowers, they're usually odd numbers. Okay, and I'm going to stick that under like that. And then I've got my little candy canes. I always think that candy canes should be crossed. I have no idea why I think that. But let's just put that like that. And then my second candy cane. Like that. A bit lower maybe like that. Just play with it. That'll dry. Don't like that. I like it like that. Okay, what do we think? Sorry, Sharon. Sharon's saying she's got to stop watching because I keep changing her mind about sweets. Yeah, I'm sorry. That happens when you do anything with Stampin' Up, right? Like if I go to a convention, my sisters, like Mo's on my call today, we're like, we think we don't need that. We're not getting that. No way we're getting that. And then when they do something on stage and we look at each other and it's like, oh, love that. We've got to get that. Okay, I'm not sure where I'm going to put the words. I originally was thinking over here, but I think that's kind of goofy. It's a bit, I don't know. So then I'm thinking maybe here. Yeah, I think here. Yeah? Yeah, I think so. So I need a piece of dimensional. And I actually only going to put 1 dimensional. So when you have something that's already being layered onto something, you want to make sure that you don't over pop it. Okay, so there we go. What do we think? Are we liking that? I'm not sure. Should I add some of these? Or do you think that would be too much? Do you think like I'm going, you know, sometimes you have to stop. I always say to my sister, gosh, gotta stop. It's like everything. What do you think? What's the verdict, you guys? Should I put some of these on or not? If I do, I'll only put on 3. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so let's take one of these. That's the bumblebee. Let's put it up here. That's sort of a large one. And let's put a smaller cherry cobbler kind of there. And then a larger, go back to the large old olive. Stop. Mo says stop. So now that he didn't stop, what do you think? You got 2 stops and a go. Okay, so this was the card that we just made, and let me show you. This was the card, my little prototype card. So it's pretty similar. Just on this one, I had a larger circle and I moved it over further, and I had a lot of white space, so I was able to put my sentiment there. So this one does not have the matte decorative dots, and this one does. So now that you see them side by side, what are we thinking? Because I didn't stop. Is there ever too much, Josie? Sometimes there is, actually. So perfect without. We've got a lot of people that are without. Okay. All right. So I hope you'll make one of these cards. I'm going to put the, save the video, obviously, that you could watch, and I'm going to add the dimensions, okay, so that you can figure out how to make these yourself. You like the left one better, so that's this one. That's the one with the dots, right? Okay. How to do that, like left, right, left. I like the wide circle, but yeah, so we've got, yeah, you see? So there's quite a few little variations. No embellishments. Okay, so kind of a mixture of the two. Got it. If you guys make one of these cards, oh, you're welcome, Christina. If you make these a card using this, you know, design, I'd love for you to post it here on my page. I'd love for you guys to share your creative, artistic endeavors with all of us, because it's fun to see what other people come up with, okay? So that's it for today. If you share my video, so just click share, I'll put you in a draw for the card, one of these cards for next week, okay? And I'll draw it for next week. So the next time I'll see you will be tomorrow. Normally I'm not on Thursday, but I am tomorrow because my partner Ange McKay and I are offering a class using the seasonal something, what are they? Like the wreaths. Let me look it up. I can only keep one thing in my head at a time, honestly, you guys. Pathetic. Okay, Sparkle of the Season. We're offering a class, and so tomorrow I'm going to be sharing a card made with this. Thank you for sharing, Sharon. And then on Sunday, if you can't join me tomorrow, Sunday is my regular Sunday sketch Facebook Live, which is at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, so thanks so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it. Happy stamping, everyone.